Welcome to pickups for, oh geez, what month is it now? This will be August 2023. A couple announcements. First of all, by the time you're seeing this, if I put this up within the first or second day of September, on September 9th, the anniversary for the Dreamcast, I'll be hosting our annual, uh, I can't call it the Dreamless Dreamcast Marathon anymore, considering that quite a few of us, I think actually just me and one other, are no longer with Megavisions. But I will be hosting this year. I think this year we're calling ourselves Scotty Moan Friends. So it'll be Dreamcast and more. It'll be a 12-hour stream on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. instead of 24 hours this year, because we're all getting older. We really struggled last year with everybody trying to stay awake and trading off on games and everything, and it just became too much for us. But it'll be the usual crew. So Scotty, Chris, Corey, myself, T-Bone, and a couple other people will be stopping in and out. I think also Rachel Dapadap, Scotty's fiance, will be with us as well. Should be a fun time. So of course we're doing it again this year for the Children's Hospital. We'll be taking donations. We also have some coupons to be giving away to a couple tiers and some fun stuff. The schedule was just released today, so you'll find that on Scotty's Twitter as well as other social media. So if you're interested, please stop by, say hi to us, hang around, because we'll be playing some interesting things, some Dreamcast stuff, PC games, PlayStation 1, GameCube, a couple other. We're going to mix it up this year. So it won't be strictly Dreamcast. It will be a core part of what we're doing. It'll be an experiment to see how it works for next year. If there is going to be next year, I'm not sure exactly what's happening. So it'll be different. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got a lot to do, a lot of cleaning to do yet. I got to set up this room here for some people to crash in, a couple of my spare bedrooms and such, and of course to get ready and prepared for all this. So lots going on. So yeah, check that out. Moving into that, of course, we got all the stuff from August here and some interesting things and some more niche and kind of crazy stuff. I'm actually gonna start off with some of the crazy things. So I'm trying to get back into playing Xenoblade Chronicles, and I saw that Nintendo had these little coasters with a tin plate. So I got the Xenoblade Chronicle 3 coasters. And I haven't even opened it yet. That's how bad this is. But there's like 4 or 5 coasters in here. Kind of finding it just says Fight to Live here at the bottom or on the side of the can. But yeah, it was like 700 Nintendo points. And I don't really get things from Nintendo very often. So there's the backside. I'm not sure if they're still available or not. I haven't even looked. But I'm a sucker for coasters, and I can always use them, especially around here. So I thought that was really cool. Next one, another unique item. I imported this from Japan. Very hard. They're sold out already. Like day one, within a couple days, I want to say they're sold out. Bicycle playing cards for the Capcom Fighting Collection. And I thought they was cool. I actually ended up opening these up because they have art from the Capcom Fighting Collection. So Warzard or Red Earth, Darkstalkers, some Street Fighter. So like right here for the Joker, we have Akuma. And then there's the other Joker card, which has Akuma from his like Street Fighter V look. And then like a couple of these, like there's unique designs for the Ace cards and everything like that. You have the plain ones, so they're all kind of themed out. So the spades are all kind of got the same design. And the spades are, looks like they're more Red Earth. So here's, I think his name was Leon for the king. And the backside, of course, has the design or whatever from it. And then you have like the 2 diamonds, and then that is, I can't remember the name of it. It reminds me of like Monster Hunter, but it's something else. So yeah, I think it's Cyberbots. Yeah, Cyberbots. Because here's the one girl from Cyberbots as the Queen of Hearts, and then the Jin is the king. So and then you have Chun-Li is the queen of clubs there. And then of course Ryu is the jack. So some pretty cool designs. it's kind of weird these were so hard to get a hold of. Like, I love this one. This is Morgan, the Queen of Hearts. I don't know how well that's going to show up. But I love that design. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I grabbed these sets, and I found it amusing because it was made by the Bicycle company, which is here in the U.S., and these were only available for a short time on Capcom's website. So they weren't exactly cheap either. They still do, from when I last looked, they have like acrylic stands which are designs of the cards, but the cards themselves are sold out, and they also had like caution tape with the designs and everything on them, and then T-shirts that has like 4 of the cards across. Some really neat stuff. I thought was unique. Plus, the opportunity to get. I really love the Capcom Fighting Collection, especially since it had all the Darkstalker games in it. So I was like, I gotta have that. So aside from that, getting into the actual games, another unique one, probably a milestone and something very important to the Dreamcast community. Our first indie game that has online play. This is Driving Strikers. Think of it like oh shoot, what's the name of that racing game where you play soccer? I can't think of it, which is bad. I've only played it a handful of times, but it's a 4-player game. There's online multiplayer. It supports the VGA box. It's region free. Supports the keyboard of all things, jump pack, modem, broadband adapter, and the standard controller. So this is the first indie game since the Dreamcast was discontinued to have online play. So really looking forward to that. In fact, it will be part of our stream on the 9th. So check that out. I'm not sure if Scotty's going to want to get that online or not, or if it's just going to be local play. I'm not sure, but that's super exciting. I hope to jump into that at some point. Then, of course, a bunch of Switch games. I am not a big fan of the Switch, but for whatever reason, they keep coming up with these stupid games that I just have to have. So, of course, they re-released the director's cut of Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed, which I have played on the Vita. I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to see what the Switch version was all about, being that it was a director's cut. So it has all the DLC and everything, comes with a extra soundtrack, what looks like a game board. It says game, musical selection, set of 9 color art cards. And then plus the art cards to assemble the Akiba Trips board game with all the instructions and cardstock playing pieces you need to tour the city and win. So jumping into that, I'd like to revisit that game anyway. I liked it a lot better than the previous or the prequel that they came out with recently. I didn't really enjoy that one as much as that one. And then, of course, found a copy at my local GameStop for Rain Code for the Nintendo Switch. This is an exclusive on the Switch by the same people who developed Danganronpa. And I love that series. I thought it was weird, quirky, twisted, and this was kind of in the same vein with the same art and everything. So I felt it was kind of needed to get that. So I hope to dive into that at some point, and hope that it comes out on other consoles at some point if it does. And then Limited Run, I finally got my copy of the Volume 2 of the Valis collection. So looking forward to jumping into these games since I really loved the first collection and playing all those original games. Of course, it came with the art card that I got, and then I ended up picking up a 4-pack of the Limited Run Valis cards as well. It's I'm not sure what's all in there. I didn't open it yet, but that'll be on my list probably for some future stream at some point, diving into that just like I did with the first volume where I played through all 3 of the original games. Had a blast. And of course, satisfying my shmup itch, I ended up grabbing the Steelbook version of Espgaluda 2. So this has, you can see the Steelbook in there, along with the Switch version of that. I've been playing a little bit of the game on Steam, but it's kind of nice to have it on a portable console as well. And of course, the card for that is this one here. Just another silver foil. I thought they were going to stop with those cards, but apparently they haven't done that yet. And the itch hit me. East Ireland happened to have a couple East Asia Soft Vita releases that I missed out at the past, so I picked up Digimon Hacker's Memory, which I think is number 411 is what I'm up to right now for these Vita games. But was super surprised to find that on their website. It is in English. You can actually see on the back there if the camera will focus. But it is an Asian English release, which we never got here in the West. So it does have English language on it. Of course, this did come to the Switch later on in English. But of course, gotta have it for the Vita, right? Satisfy that collection. And back there behind me, my camera is like going out of focus now all of a sudden on me. Moving on from that, more limited run. I thought this was an interesting game. FMV game called Bloodshore. It's kind of a unique one I saw. Live action type stuff. I thought it would be cool to check out. So we'll see what that one's about. It kind of looks like the guy here in the front looks like... shoot. I don't know why I can't think of his name. The guy from Die Hard. But yeah, kind of interesting. So on the back here it says, Bloodshore is an interactive action movie about a televised battle royale between high-profile streamers, entertainers, and death row inmates. You control the fate of Nick, a washed-up actor who fights for a life-changing cash prize. So it sounded interesting. I was just like, wow, what the heck? So I grabbed that, and of course with that, got the card as well. Some lead character, I'm not sure. But yeah, not something you see all the time. And then actually just last weekend, I hung around Chicago with Chris Pico, Captain Algebra, Rocket Sauce, Mega Matt, and myself. We had a good time. We had some pizza, hit up a place called Kuma's, which is very good. Really good burgers. I highly recommend stopping in there and checking that out. It's kind of a metal-themed bar. Really good food. I'd like to go back there at some point in time. But we did a lot of game hunting around the area. I picked up 2 games. Again, another Vita. And want to say that this is number 410, actually. So I did get this one before the East Starland one, which just arrived. This is Omega Labyrinth. This is not Z, which was one we were supposed to get in the West and got canceled due to Sony's new policies at the time that came around. So this is the base version of it. I have not had a chance to try it out yet. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler type, well, not dungeon crawler, like a top-down roguelike. And to increase the girls' powers, you have to increase their bust. So, can't imagine why Sony wouldn't want that to come west at all. Especially with the minigames. There'd be a lot of rubbing going on. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting, because it was one I wanted to try out. I think Switch also got Mega Labyrinth Life, but it was a Play Asia exclusive that was in English. I did not pick that one up because people were saying it was more censored. So, yeah. We'll see how this goes. This was also done by D3 Publisher, who did the Onoi Chanbara series. So, interesting stuff. Weird developer that I kind of follow. Then the big one I have, this is a game that's been on my hit list for a while, but I kind of avoided getting it just because I don't have a system capable of playing it. Not that I have a system, but it was before, well, it's the PlayStation 2, and it's not region free. So I have no idea why I know why I wanted it, because it was for another collection. And that's Vampire Darkstalkers collection for the PS2. This has some unique games that have not been released here in the West at all, or different versions of the games, I should say. This technically was the first time Vampire Hunter 2 and Vampire Savior 2 came to console. I know we recently got that in, surprisingly, the Capcom Fighting Collection, finally over here. But there's also extra goodies in here that we never got, such as the ability to play as D, which was Donovan, as he succumbed to the dark side, in a sense, or gave into his craving for blood, his Darkstalker side. There's a bunch of like art galleries and such that we did get in the Chaos Tower on the PSP. And then the ability to easily choose the secret characters aside from D, but you also have like Shadow and the puppet. I forgot her name. But those are easily selectable, which we also got in other games, but to get them, you have to do random select. So and a couple of other odds and ends. Plus, I really like this cover. We got Morgan and Lilith with Jada and uh, Maximoff off there, kind of hanging in the back. So that's one more game. I think honestly that leaves me with just one more Darkstalkers game to get for my collection, which is the jewel case version of Darkstalkers 1 on the PS1. That I want to say is the only other one I'm missing aside from the arcade boards for Night Hunters, Vampire Savior, or Vampire Hunter, Vampire Savior, Vampire Hunter 2, and Vampire Savior 2, which I don't have. I mean, I could get those, but with the prices of arcade hardware going up, it's been a little difficult. So, yeah. So happy to have that. That'll go up in my Darkstalker game collection, which I have in another room, not in here with the other Darkstalker stuff. And then the last game I got, which was one that's I've been eyeing for a very long time that I really want to play, it's an action RPG for the PlayStation 4 called Trinity Trigger. And I love Xseed games, and I heard this was a pretty good action RPG. It does get difficult. There's a lot of grinding, of course, as all RPGs have. But people are saying it was pretty good and to give it a try. So I thought I'd grab it since it was on sale on Amazon. And I don't foresee it being around too much longer. I could be wrong. But my own instincts were just telling me it was one that I wanted to get sooner than later. I kind of held off for some time on it, thinking, well, you know, it dropped in price very quickly just shortly after it released. I was like, it would probably go down more, but it's been holding pretty steady around the $43 to $44 range. Amazon at the time was actually sold out. I ended up buying this through Best Buy. So I paid a little bit more, but I did get free shipping off of it. So, but yeah, some interesting stuff. I hope to get to some of that after the marathon. And a couple other odds and ends I'm still working on. As far as projects go, I'm still working on the video for the arcade cabinet. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm sure people who follow me on Twitter have seen pictures of what I've done to it and some of the stuff I've got running on it. You may see that during the stream as well this coming weekend. But super excited about it. I just got to find more time to get more B-roll and do my voiceover work for it. As I said in my last video, it's something that I'm putting a lot of time into or trying to kind of make it the best that I can. Because it's something I care about and something I want to kind of share with people. So, but that's it for this month. Nothing else going on. Again, check us out next weekend, September 9th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. We'll be streaming live. Come say hi, hang around the chat, or join us in a couple games. Again, you can check out Scotty's Twitter for the schedule and other social media with that, or just ask me if you're interested. So, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.